Rabbi Ovadia Yosef.
אני מקדם בברכה את הקהילה הקדושה אחי עזר אשר בארצות הברית ברוקלין ועל צבעם ידידי הרב הגדול מעוז ומגדול רב הפעלים לתורה ולתעודה אוצר כלי חמדה רבי ציון מסלטון שיחיה לאורך ימים טובים אמן.
I begin with a blessing for all of you assembled here tonight. Distinguished guests, my dear friends, the Ezer congregation, and their esteemed leader, Rabbi Sion Maslaton. May his wisdom continue to shine. I bid you greetings. I commend you for the loving aid and encouragement you have provided to our brethren these many years in the spirit of our holy teachings and traditions. May your good deeds light the way for the redemption, and may their merit be a blessing to you and all who support you. For you are the guardians of that which is most precious to our hearts, the vital heritage which binds us all together as one beloved nation, one beloved community. Yes, our community. It is a living, vibrant tapestry, the threads of our daily lives embroidered in a wondrous motif, a thriving, flowing pattern of many faces, many ideas, many hearts, many needs, many voices, and many traditions. For 75 years, Ezer has been at the heart of that living design, weaving together the lives of men, women, children, and teens, the elderly, the needy, and the newcomers in our midst. Ezer, my brother's helper, is a heritage of the mind, the spirit, and the heart. It touches many lives, and the waves of its positive impact ripple across the generations. To girls of all means and backgrounds, the doors of its yeshiva are a magical gateway to the future, a fascinating, state-of-the-art world of skills and information, creativity, knowledge, and discovery. It is also a link to the past, the opportunity to freely explore and practice the Jewish heritage, to live the dreams of their parents, and restore the faith of their grandparents.
My name is Italismi, and I'm very, very, very happy over here. And don't listen to them. I have the nicest apartment, and everyone is so nice. The ladies over here, and thank you, Ezer, to bring us all together and to give them the joy and the tranquility that each one of us needs. Thank you, all of you. Allah yakhalikum kullukum.
To the elderly residents of its senior living complex, Ezer means a safe, comfortable haven where they can enjoy life with dignity, surrounded by cherished friends and families in the midst of a neighborhood they know and love. And to the 320 needy and homebound recipients of its mobile food program, Ezer means the strength to get through the day every day, arriving in the form of a hot, nourishing meal. Ezer programs develop as new needs arise. The release of our people from Syria en masse in 1992 gave rise to many short-term needs and equally vital long-term ones. Ezer responded to both. An island of comfort and guidance in a bewildering sea of options, making crucial information accessible via special programs and classes. The Ezer Torah Center became an adjunct campus for Nayana, and put study facilities at the disposal of young professionals working for accreditation in the medical, dental, and pharmaceutical fields.
Okay. My name is Mayer. I came from Syria 1.5 years ago. I'm a physician in Syria. I'm trying to do equivalency to my diploma. I found Ezer Torah Center a quiet place and a nice place to study. I really like to thank them for their hospitality. They did a great job. I hope they will continue with this job. And I also hope that we will be beneficial for this community.
In the fearful aftermath of the Hebron massacre, when a plane load of children made a hurried exodus from Damascus in mid-term, no school could absorb them. As usual, Ezer did not hesitate. Girls were welcomed at the yeshiva, which turned offices into classrooms, and boys at the Torah Center, where a transitional school was created overnight. Ezer's long history of community service began in 1920, when the British Empire ruled the Middle East and the New York skyline was still in formation. In the teeming enclave of commerce and activity that was New York's Lower East Side, the first Ezer Minyan was established. Under the spiritual leadership of the Damascus-born Rabbi Mordechai Murad Mazlaton of blessed memory, it soon became an international watchword, for while others discussed, Ezer did. The men of Ezer rolled up their sleeves and went to work, shoulder to shoulder with the leaders of their day, to help the community flourish, body and soul. It soon took up residence in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, where its roots ran deep for half a century, branching out to meet the social and spiritual challenges facing Sephardic families who left their homelands in the uneasy peace between the two world wars.
Ezer is 75 years young. Let's go back to 1920s. At the end of 1920, we moved down to 64th Street. In 1930s, we had a youth group. Very proud of them. We prayed upstairs while the men were taken down in the main synagogue with Rabbi Murad Mazlaton. Upstairs, we had the young boys. Mr. Nudi Dayan started, Mr. Jack Maslton. We had all the Zolta family, Balasiano family. A lot of families had made up a multitude of Ezer. And from the time we moved from 64th Street to 71st Street in the early 1950s, I would venture to say that the youth of Ezer was instrumental because of their social programs in having more marriages made between Syrian boys and Syrian girls. And we're very proud of that. Also proud of the fact that we have been an inspiration for a lot of the youth that are currently in our yeshivas today. We try to work together with them. We are family oriented. We have done nothing but have respect for people, and the name of Ezer earned the respect in 75 years. And I believe I sure would like to be around when we celebrate our 100th anniversary.
Diverse social functions, adult education programs, and a host of lively celebrations through the years ensured that our shared precious heritage would not be forgotten. With dedicated men like David Beebe and Nuri Dayan at the helm, the burgeoning 1960s and 70s saw the era of Ezer's largest expansion. A pioneer Hebrew school, which began in 1962 as a small study group, soon spiraled into the educational arm of the Ezer network, becoming in a very short march of years the alma mater of many successful young men and women of our community today. Ezer held out its hands to our Syrian, Lebanese, and Egyptian brothers, striving to become established in the new land. In 1963, an auxiliary Ezer synagogue was founded to accommodate their express needs. The 1970s saw more exciting developments. In 1972, Ezer moved a final time to its current location in the heart of our present-day community and emerged as a full-scale service institution, paying hands-on attention to improve the quality of life around it. It then erected its second great pillar of community service, the Ezer Senior Living Complex, an equal opportunity housing program subsidized by the City of New York with on-site nutritional, recreational, and social service facilities.
My name is Pat Cohen. I live here with my husband. Ezer Plaza has done wonders for us. We are very, very happy here. We became senior citizens while we were here, and we are enjoying this place immensely. We thank the whole community for building this beautiful place for us.
My name is Morris Assoon. I live with my wife in a gorgeous place over here. God bless everybody. We are very, very good friends over here, and we are very satisfied. Mr. Caesar Salami was the help of, making everybody's happy over here.
My name is Olga Levy. I should thank God to give us that place, and we never have to forget the Mr. Skaba who started that place, who built that place for us, and we never have to forget him. God bless his family, and we're very happy here. He was the best thing he did for all of us.
I remember the first building we had on 64th Street corner, 21st Avenue, where the young Ezer prayed upstairs and the older ones prayed downstairs. That was our beginning in Brooklyn. And here we are now on Avenue S. It's a beautiful building and the beautiful people. And the beautiful people we have here, too. We really are nice. Everybody's really happy together. And we hope to stay that way.
Happy anniversary, Ezer. We're very lucky to be in such a lovely dwelling such as this. Everyone is so friendly and nice, and it's not lonely.
We're all very congenial. We all get along beautifully. We count our blessings and thank God for Ezer.
Congratulations to Ezer. I was a kid when they were opened on 64th Street. I remember going there on holidays, and my grandfather and my grandmother, and it was such a wonderful, wonderful time to remember. And who knew that this was all going to be from them? And they really did a magnificent job, and they're still doing a magnificent job. And also for Nuri Dayan, wish him all the best. He should be happy, healthy. Uncle Nuri.
In 1987, new ground was broken for the deluxe Senior Plaza building in a ceremony attended by lay leaders and international dignitaries who turned out in force to pay tribute to Ezer's accomplishments.
You know, mentioning the senior citizens, just to understand it, when we originally started with this building, and I got to say, Rabbi Wolf started this whole concept of putting this together, I must tell you that it was a lot of complaints. You would say that a lot of people were saying you're going to take the old people away from their parents, you're going to move them away from their homes. And it's amazing how the leaders looked at it and they said, no, this will be a great thing for our senior citizens. They'll all be together and they'll enjoy it, and they will play cards together, and they will have parties together, and they will have programs together, and they will be able to do things together. And it's amazing how you just watched all these things happen, and it turned out just like what they said. It turned out to be beautiful. We needed, if you ask me, we could open up another 10 more, and we wouldn't have enough. That's how important it is to have more senior citizens.
In the late 1980s, Ezer threw wide the doors to another pivotal project, the very first community-oriented Torah Center.
The Torah Center is a place that has many values to everybody. And the values are of learning Torah. It's a real place that we learn Torah every single day. We go to work, we go back home to our houses, and we understand how to understand what to do in life from learning Torah. And we have a tremendous rabbi teaching us every morning, Rabbi Israel Fishman, who spiritually connects us every single day so we can go about our day. The building is fantastic. All I can say is it has helped me tremendously and my family tremendously. And with that, I'll say congratulations to Seymour Escava, Bunny Escava, and all of Ezer. I really feel great over here. Thank you.
The Torah Center is also home to Ezer's premier leadership training and rabbinical ordination program, grounded in the Sephardic tradition, with an emphasis on civics and public speaking to develop future community service professionals.
Our great scholar made a remark in the book of Ethics that the world stands on three pillars: Torah, Abudah, and Gemilut Hasadim. A place to study Torah, a place to worship, and now we have the third pillar, a place for Gemilut Hasadim, a dwelling place for our seniors to enjoy their life in their old age and to be healthy and happy for 120 years.
Wisdom, worship, and acts of loving kindness between man and his brother. These are the founding concepts of Ezer's world, a world shaped by the community, for the community, by dedicated men of vision who open their eyes to the present while focusing on the future. It is a world built by families, Nassers, Mans and Atis, Sarways, Zaltas and Bibis, Cohens, Didias and Dayans, Salamas, Escavas, and countless others. Today, they have passed that heritage on, inspiring a new generation of leaders.
My father was always involved in Ezer, and my father was honored around 20 years ago, which asked me to get honored in Ezer. And I said, Dad, I'm too busy, and it's not for me. And he said, son, you'll be very happy and you'll be satisfied to work with an institution like this. So I tried it out, and I went out to see some people, and we went out to raise for my father's dinner. And I found out a lot of things that I knew nothing about my father. I went out to find out when my father got to this country, how he joined the Ezer synagogue, how he enjoyed the people, and how he got involved with all these synagogues and different places that they were involved in. The year after that, I went out with Mr. Bibi, and we went out from place to place, and we would ask people for money. And I would walk out and I said, Mr. Bibi, you only got $100 from this man. This man could give you 1,000. He said, Seymour, the man gave you 100. Next year, he will give you 1,000. And smile and thank that man, because that man's helping us. And then as he got older, we used to go out, and I remember in Deal, New Jersey, we used to have to walk quite a lot. We used to have to walk sometimes 3 miles to go to a different synagogue to go raise money. And his legs were hurting him at that time, and very much so. And I used to tell him, Mr. Bibi, please, you don't have to go. I'll go. I'll take care of it. I promise. Trust me. You'll go. He says, Seymour, I trust you. I have no problem trusting you. He says, this is my enjoyment. I'm going. And you had to see us walk down those blocks, and every step we took, every step he was in pain. But he wouldn't show me he was in pain. And he got there, and he spoke to them, and he raised the money with them, and just, I mean, to come home, I was flying just to be with a man like that. A year later, I went out with Mr. Dan. What could I tell you? There's another type of individual, a unbelievable type of person. And to today, I learned from this man. So I tell you, I thank everybody for honoring me here tonight, but you're not really honoring me. It's the people that have taught me how to be a better person and how to be with people and how to enjoy and love people. That's all I really could tell you, and I thank you all for coming this evening, and thank you very much.
The luminaries of Achiezer's world were many indeed, but one star shone with special brightness, a star whose untimely setting on our horizon left a lingering shadow in all our hearts. Nathan Escava, of blessed memory, a man of action and conviction, of down-to-earth compassion and hearty fellow feeling, a champion of life who enabled others to share his zest for living. A noble son of the Escava family, Nat upheld the traditions of his father's house through his work with Bikur Cholim and as a trustee of Maimonides Hospital. But nowhere was his love, friendship, and enthusiasm more evident than at Achiezer, where he labored tirelessly on behalf of his cherished senior citizens, seeing to it that they had food, shelter, and every essential human comfort. The groundbreaking ceremony for the Achiezer Senior Plaza was a proud and joyful moment for Nat, a dream come true. And tonight, we fondly recall the dreamer as we celebrate the dream. Tonight, on the eve of our diamond anniversary, we are celebrating 75 years of community service by paying tribute to 3 distinguished individuals whose dedication parallels Achiezer's own. Bunny Escava, Seymour Escava, and Nancy Sutton, whose dynamic efforts in the community today have made it a better place for us all. Bunny, Seymour, Nancy, you are upholding a noble legacy, a timeless heritage like Achiezer's heritage, an ongoing heritage of the heart.
Tonight, we pay tribute to 3 individuals who in their own right are each pillars of our community. Seymour Scala, and Nancy Sutton represent the very best that we have to offer. The Escala and Sutton families stand for good deeds, charity, family, Jewish values, and Sephardic culture. Is it any wonder why almost 600 people dressed up in tuxedos and gowns opened their hearts, pocketbooks, and voices of words of praise to attend this dinner on a Saturday evening in December? No, not a single individual has any doubt as to why they are here this evening. We are here in unison to express the love, devotion, and gratitude to three outstanding human beings. In honoring Bunny, Seymour, and Nancy, we also celebrate the 75th anniversary of Ezer, an institution which has and continues to meet our religious, cultural, and family needs. Our synagogue and senior housing facilities have enriched the quality and length of our lives and those of our children, parents, and grandparents for generations. Your attendance and generosity will ensure the continued success of Ezer in the years to come. And it is my fervent wish to stand before you as the chairman of the 100th anniversary of Ezer in the year 2019. Please mark your calendar and count upon seeing me. An evening like this does not just happen. And I know the people I'm going to mention right now don't want to be mentioned, but I just have no choice. Without the extreme help of one particular individual who helped to raise $300,000 from Ezer J. Suffer, Mr. Joe Carey, his tireless efforts in his own way helped kick this off and to make this a success that it is. I'm not going to mention all the people who gave money. You see it, and I don't think they want to name all that. When we started this, Bunny called me one day and he said, Stanley, they want to honor me. I don't want to do that. It's fine. You have to do it. And I'm not going to do it. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. But Jackie, Bennett, and I will make the dinner for you. He said, okay, I'll do it. It wasn't that easy, but I mean, we got to go in a city hall. For the last 3 months, Mr. Jack Bennett, his whole office, his company, was the office for the area as their senior citizen. I don't know how he did business that 3 months. We owe Jack a tremendous amount of help for the success that we have this evening and his tireless efforts in making it happen. Jack, thank you very much. And without his son Mark Bennett letting us let this all happen, it wouldn't have happened. He was our inspiration during the whole few months. Lawrence DeMao, Neil Tobias, David Erie, Sam Sutton. I can't tell you what a group it was. Go out and raise the money that they raised. You have no idea what they did to make this a success and to pay off the mortgage of their senior citizen. It's really wonderful, and a round of applause is necessary. Thank you. An outstanding individual who was probably our first donation, Mr. Lugo Fay. We thank him very much for kicking this dinner off. Thank you, Lord.
Tonight, we see the fruits of the foundation and strength of our Ezer, which is due to the founder and creator and originator, Rabbi Mordechai Satom, of blessed memory, who was full of piety, humility, care, and love to Ezer. The soul and Spirit are hovering over us tonight. And with the following traditional blessing to all who are assembled here and recite Nishiberat Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Umoshe Yaron V'David Ushom V'Chol הקהילות הקדושות הטובות ויברך את כל הקהל הזה גדולים וקטנים הם ונשאם אשר בכל שלהם הגדענו ולשתכון ולזכי התכון ושמע וקל צירות התכון כל צער מכה והם נדע לסערכם ויפלו סוכת שלו עליכם ואיתם בינינו וביניכם אהבה ואחווה שלום ורעות ושלם רק חייכם וישבור עול הגויים מעל צוואריכם ויקיים לכם כך כתוב אדוני אלוהי אבותיכם עשה פניכם ככם אל פעמים ויברך אתכם ועשה דבריכם וכן רצון the spiritual leader of Ezer, the energetic committee for their magnificent accomplishment in the various programs of Ezer, and the Almighty grant them vision and wisdom to continue their holy work and reward them with good health, prosperity, and happiness. High and high on the hundred sick. I conclude with special and heavenly benedictions to those being honored tonight and to all the contributors and supporters who have made it possible to redeem the old debt of 1,600,000 of the senior citizen building. We merit the following blessing. בשבת אבותינו הקדושים, אברהם יצחק ויעקב יברך את כל התורמים, התומכים והמסייעים, כדוד את חוב הישן של בית אבות, יזכו הם וכל הנביאים עליהם לברכות בני חיי ומצוות, וכל מדדי ביתם, וכל מכל כל, וכן רצון
I'd like to now call on a few cantos of Ezer, my leading. And as to see this along, I would like the candles of mine.
75 years is a long time. But Ezer, in these 75 years, has really recorded a history which will be read and reread for centuries. Because the Ezer congregation took upon itself not only to have a synagogue, but to be concerned about its senior citizens. I recall very vividly when we dedicated the building on King's Highway, and our good friend Tatam Galiao, the former chief rabbi of Israel, was there at the time, and I recall saying that I believe, and I honestly do, that up in heaven there is a special compartment which is called Ezer Senior Citizens, because what they have done to elevate the dignity and the health and the happiness and the security of all the people is something that all American Jews can learn. And I assure you that what Ezer has done is a model for all congregations and all communities throughout these great United States to follow.
You know that America is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Mr. Mayor, under your leadership, I feel free and brave, and most of all, I am a proud Jew. But let me tell you tonight that I know of a shortcut to Washington without stopping in Albany. And I hope when you get to Washington, you'll call me to introduce you. And I pray to God to keep me healthy and grant my wish. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, your friend, and the friends of all the people of New York City, Mayor Ezer.
I love to tell the President that Washington is the capital of the United States. I have to concede that. And I told Governor Cuomo, and once I told the governor-elect, that I concede that Albany is the capital of New York State. But New York City is the capital of the world. And I'm very pleased to here to be among so many good friends to celebrate the 75th anniversary of this wonderful, wonderful organization, and to see so many of my friends here. Sam Doan is truly a very, very good friend, and someone who not only worked very, very hard both times that I ran for mayor of New York City, helped me a great deal, but he's also a source of great strength. He's a man of strength and principle, character, someone who is a real fighter for the things that he believes in. And when you run for mayor of New York, you need people like that. And Sam was one of my strongest supporters. And I thank you very, very much. Sephardic community makes New York City even stronger. Really, you can applaud for that. And the fact that there's a growing community, and a community that has all of the principles, all the values, all of the things that we need so badly in New York. We really need to draw on your strength, to draw on your contribution, and to make it grow even more. I do think that we have turned a lot of the city around. That doesn't mean we don't have an awful lot of things that we have to do and continue to do for the city of New York. But Sam mentioned the horrible incidents in Crown Heights a few minutes ago. I'd like to point out that yesterday, the man who was responsible for the shooting on the Brooklyn Bridge of those young students, murdering one, seriously injuring another, and frightening and permanently scarring in many ways so many young students. I would like to point out, although this is no consolation to his family that I met with yesterday, and no consolation to the other families that have to suffer these losses and difficulties, but it is always satisfying in a way that I believe is elemental to the human condition. It's always satisfying to see justice done. And the person responsible for the shooting was convicted yesterday. That's only 10 months after it happened. And although I'd like to see it happen even faster, I think that's a wonderful example of how our system can work if you give the emphasis and the attention and get the cooperation that you need to make it work. That horrible act occurred on March 1st. Within, I believe, 24 hours, the New York City Police Department had arrested the person responsible for it. And the fact is, because of the appeals that we made for cooperation in all the communities in New York City, obviously the Jewish community that was very, very affected by this, but also asking the Arab community to help. One of the people that helped to turn in the person who did it was an Arab American who ended up being a witness at the trial, which I thought showed that there's something very often that we can get going on when we're talking about murder, and we're talking about injustice, and we're talking about the kind of horrible act that that was. So I think that that act, although a terrible one and a horrible one, showed that New York City has a system of justice, a police department, a system of justice, people that are willing to work together. Your community is exactly that kind of community. It's a community in which people work hard, they help each other, and they help the city of New York. It's a wonderful example of what makes New York City the greatest city in the world. The community-based organizations, like the one you're supporting, make it possible for this city to be a kinder city, a better city, a city in which we care for elderly, we care for young people, a city in which we do a little bit more, maybe, than some of the other cities in the United States. It's not my job or inclination to run down any other city in the United States, but I truly believe that we have the greatest city. We do things on a much bigger scale. That means our problems are bigger. It also means our assets are greater, namely our human assets.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I looked up in Webster's dictionary, the definition of the word charity, I found the following: divine love for man, an act of loving all men as brothers, because they are sons of God. Finally, goodwill to the poor and suffering. I do not know many people who truly fulfill the meaning of the word charity better than my very dear friend, Bunny. Bunny works tirelessly, without complaint, for so many different causes. Never once has he complained about his work or the time it exacts from his own workday. He is devoted to his many causes and the people he helps. Bunny works so hard because he gets pleasure helping people. Most of you sitting here know just how difficult that job really is. But none of this takes away from his duties as a loving, devoted husband and father. All of us know how happy his home life is. He is very close to all his children and especially so to his lovely wife, Jacqueline. We cannot in good conscience honor Bunny tonight and not include his generous wife, Jacqueline. Jacqueline wholeheartedly encourages Bunny to continue working as hard and as long as is needed to achieve his success. We all know that behind every successful man is surely an exceptional woman. So my lovely wife tells me every evening. Lastly, I would like to speak about Bunny I know. Bunny, my very dear friend. Bunny has always been there for me, steadfast and sure, no questions asked, encouraging me when I needed it most. A special person to whom I will always be grateful to call my friend, Bunny. Thank you.
Dad, you never expected me up here, the youngest child and only daughter, to speak in front of so many people tonight. First of all, I'd like to congratulate my Uncle Seymour and Nancy's son, who are also being honored here tonight. Don't worry, Uncle Seymour. I know I still owe you that kiss. When I first heard that my father was being honored, I was certain that Ike, my oldest brother, would speak. But nevertheless, I wanted to speak. So I went to my father and said, Daddy, I want to speak at your dinner. He, perhaps out of fear of what I would say, or out of fear that I'd speak too long, said that he'd have to check with Rabbi Orgenbaum. As you can see, Rabbi Orgenbaum thought it was a great idea. Or perhaps he too was afraid of saying no to an escapement. To me, my father is my daddy, and he's no more and no less. Prior to the announcement of his being honored, I only knew that he was being seen as a good man within the community. But I had no idea of his total involvement in every aspect of the community. As a fundraiser, a president, a righteous man, a role model, and a humble man. However, I first got a glimpse of what my father was all about. This past Kareem, when he came dressed to my Aunt Beatrice's house in a clown costume. When he quickly took off the costume, I was disappointed and suggested to him that he wear the costume to the Center's Kareem Carnival. At first, he said no. So I tried to bribe him by offering $20. And again he said no. So I increased the bribe to $30, which was all that I had. And he again refused. Only when I said, Daddy, if I give $30 to the Sephardi Community Center for Tzedakah, would you then wear the clown costume? Then, and only then, did he agree. This taught me something about my father, that he never thinks of himself. He thinks of family, friends, and community first. Also, I learned that I am blessed with a father who has a sense of humor, a humble man who is not afraid to laugh at himself, especially when it means doing good for others. So through this dinner, I have come to know my father even better. Whereas before I loved him simply for being my daddy, tonight and forever, I will love him for not only being my dad, but for being the great man that he is. Thank you very much. My clown story. I'd be happy to show you the proof.
presented with heartfelt respect and gratitude to High Wani Ezer, a rare individual of profound benevolence and piety, who gives and leads others in giving. I can attest to that. Ezer's Diamond Anniversary Tribute, celebrating 75 years of community service, Saturday evening, December 3rd, 1994, 12 p.m.
Another way to begin. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Gladys. I'm really lost for words right now. But I want to thank all my friends. The truth, I'm a very, very lucky man. And every day, I count my blessings. Tonight more than ever. I'm lucky to be blessed with Jacqueline, my wonderful wife, our dear children and grandchildren. I'm lucky to be surrounded by the very best of friends. I'm especially lucky to be part of a special, special community, a community which cares about people and sees to it that everyone's needs are addressed, a community that really feels and acts on its feelings. But most of all, I am lucky to have the opportunity of publicly expressing my appreciation for all these blessings. How? By doing my best to give back to the community which gives so much to me. There is no greater feeling of joy than that of helping someone else. And not only in the money sense. Sometimes it takes a smile or a kind word. That's a lesson which I learned a long time ago when I was a kid. I went with my father to Ezer Synagogue on 71st Street, and I learned from the people there, people who were concerned with the community's future and well-being, and who quietly and willingly did all they could to help it blossom. Today, Ezer is still hard at work, doing what it does best, enhancing the life of our community through all its different programs. Tonight, we are celebrating 75 years of community service and dedication, and I am honored to be part of it. Thank you for this beautiful award, which I am proud to accept tonight. But the real honor should go to each and every one of you who have come out so generously in support of Ezer Senior Citizens Project. You are indeed true friends, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here tonight. I love you all.
Thank you, Seymour, for putting Neil Tobias and I together, because through you we became friends. Second of all, it's very hard for any of us to express to you, Seymour, how we feel about you in 3 minutes. Neil, you reflected it very well earlier today. It'll take us 3 days. Having said that, well, Neil, you start.
I'll tell you, I have been waiting 30 years to be able to tell all you people how I feel about my friend Seymour. And I finally got the chance. We gave you food, we gave you drinks, and now we can talk to you about our friend Seymour. Seymour and I have been friends for approximately 40 years. But it was the last 20 years that friendship inspired me most. It was during those last 20 years that he has taught me all about charity work. As a matter of fact, I can remember one time when Seymour and I and the wives went to the Deal Casino and Beach. We went there that day to enjoy the day. We bought our lounges, we sat down, and we were to relax after a long week's work. We arrived approximately 12 o'clock. We sat down, and before I knew it, 3 minutes later, Seymour was up and away. I thought he was going to the bathroom. He didn't come back till the end of the day. I screamed, "Seymour, where were you? Where have you been all this day?" Seymour said, "Neil, I had the best day of my life." He said, I saw this man and that man. I raised 20,000 and 25,000 and 16,000. I didn't go in the water. I didn't sit in the sun. But I raised enough money to take care of our Ezer. I also solved a few problems. As Seymour likes to do, he helped a few people, make a few business deals, bring people together. That's what he likes to do most. Also, he looked at his watch and said, "I gotta get out of here because I have 2 people I have to meet. I gotta get some more lunches." So much has been accomplished by what he has done. Actually, Ezer is the only organization that has a yeshiva, a synagogue, a senior citizens home. But Seymour worked on these things as his mainstay. He actually also worked on many other organizations and projects in this community. Always building, collecting, settling disputes, helping people. He was relentless. But what I admire most about Seymour and what he has taught me is humility. He always tried to stay behind the scenes. Never cared for the glory or the fanfare. And while we're talking about behind the scenes, there is Eileen, his wife. And there's a woman with patience of a saint. I'm allowed to say that, I don't know. Many nights of the week, for many years, Seymour doing his community work. Never came home for dinner. Sometimes he was even too busy to call Eileen and tell her just not going to be there for the dinner. But Eileen knew he was doing God's work. Never complained. Instead, encouraged him to do even more work. She is really a woman behind the scenes. And I'd like to say it is for all these reasons that we are gathered here today in this testimonial to Buddy and to Seymour and to Nancy, and all to the entire Scatter family who have sacrificed their life, their time, and their money so that this community can be as successful as it is today. Buddy, Seymour, and Nancy, we thank you.
Seymour does not want any applause. He does not want to be honored in this world. He knows all the well that his honors are going to come in the next world. But he does want to thank every single one of you that helped finance the bailout, and I mean that sincerely, the bailout of the Senior Citizens Project for $1.6 million. The kind of effort that has been put out, the kind of money that has been brought out in such a short period of time by all of you. Some of you bought rooms, some of you that didn't buy rooms contributed, you bought journals. He is absolutely ecstatic and elated by what has been put out by all of you. And I'm asking you, and I'm saying to you, on behalf of Seymour, thank you very, very much for all that you've done. You all here are the heroes.
Seymour, come on up and get your award.